Hello, Facebook Ads people. I'm Konstantinos, and this is the Facebook Ads Breaking News Podcast. Hello, guys. This is podcast 68. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for the messages that you sent me about the baby. Everything went well. The baby's here, and thank you very much for all the positive energy and all the messages that you send me. I really do appreciate it. So I just came from the hospital because I'm trying to be consistent and creative, of course. And I wanted to do the podcast no matter what. And today we're going to discuss about TikTok a little bit. But before that, a small update and one thing that I want you to do in your ad accounts. And that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to come and do the podcast, because I have already video filmed content for this month so that I can stay a little bit with the baby, and relax. But the ad accounts are not going to stop spending. So we're going to talk on the podcast anyway. And it's also 40 days that not a lot of people should come inside the house and stuff. So it's a little bit of difficult for me to do video shootings with many people. So let's discuss a little bit about the ad accounts. The ad accounts, guys, at least for me, and I don't want to be toxic for people that are not doing well. At least for me, the ad accounts are improving a lot. And one thing which is going to spark up the conversation about what Meta did is that in the previous week I got good results. So overall, if we think of it until now, we had a very good January, a good February, but on the last days of February we have problems. The March, I'm going to call it the worst one so far in this year. April had 5 good days on the beginning of the month, then it was really bad in the middle of the month, and in the end of the month we had some good results again. So in my opinion, April in several cases was saved also. The problem was March. February was saved also because the last days were a little bit problematic of February, the last 10 days, let's say. January was very good. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, of course, in the next month, but I'm telling you that so far I have seen that in the last 7 days, I had good results. Several of my ad accounts have recovered. One thing, in the really, really, really big ad accounts, I have seen that the recovery happened also to the campaigns that they were, without me touching the campaigns, I mean. In the smaller ad accounts, I'm talking about even to up to 1K, 2K per day, or up to 1K per day, let's say. In these ad accounts, I have seen that you need to do some relaunches. I understand that a lot of times I'm telling you that you should not, that the ads are going to recover. Guys, I cannot wait anymore. I have to act. So even if I'm going to lose some campaigns that I have for a long period, I'm taking the worst ones and I'm just relaunching them, or I'm watching the tendency of these campaigns and if they're going to work. This has helped me a lot in the previous week to actually improve my ad accounts. Now, the big question, why didn't you tell us to do that also the previous week? Because I was doing it in one account, another account, I wasn't sure if it's working or not. Sadly, I cannot just tell you, maybe I should have told you that I'm going to try relaunching some campaigns on the other accounts, but I'm a little bit afraid of you because I'm saying things and then you're twisting them. So the thing is that for me in the previous week, for the bigger accounts recovered on their own, and it makes sense because they have a lot of spend and they have volume. So they're going to recover. On the smaller ad accounts, up to 1K per day, let's say, I have seen that me relaunching campaigns and optimizing them all over again has helped me a lot. So that being said, I think that you should do some relaunches if you're still struggling and you didn't have a much better week on the last 7 days of April, because across accounts it has been better. And you know that I'm telling the truth because when it was doing bad, I was telling you that it was doing bad. This is not me flexing and telling you that I'm fixed the other accounts. I still don't think that we are in golden days. But guys, a lot of my other accounts have recovered in the last 7 days of April, and I'm getting also messages from you about that. Now, there is one thing, and I also mentioned that in one of my posts in the group. There is one saying which is a saying about the war. They say that when we have a war, the first thing that dies is the truth. I think that it's a nice saying also for when meta results are bad, the first thing that is dying is the truth. And there are a lot of toxic people, guys, and you have to be careful, okay? There are a lot of toxic people that they go out there and they say that I haven't been impacted. Everything is doing well for me. Um, uh, Whoever is having problems are not doing proper ads. And there are toxic people that they say these things. Now, I'm trying to be honest with you and tell you whenever I see good results or bad results. But I know that there are a lot of people out there, and it's in the human nature. You're going to think, what if he is telling the truth? Okay, I can tell you that for people like me, that I have a lot of friends, a lot of fans, we have to be crazy. It's almost impossible not to have good, because we have a mix of accounts. We have smaller, bigger, good ones, bad ones, startups. We can see the trend. Whoever is coming and saying that in all of my other accounts I'm having amazing results. I have seen the other post the other day. He was saying that in all of my 9 clients, I have removed their old pixels and I add new ones, new pixels in new accounts, and all the accounts are have recovered back to normal in just 15 days. Some crazy things, okay? Look, do you know why the first thing that dies is the truth during a bad period in Meta? Because all of these people are losing clients like crazy. So they have to lie in order to replenish clients. And if you think of it, they say, what if someone comes and believes me, he comes with a bad account, okay? So think about this logic, okay? They say he comes with a bad account. So let's say that April is a bad month. He's coming on a bad. It's really difficult from the history to have another bad month and another bad month. So most probably he's going to come on a bad month. And then the next month, because everything is going to recover from the Meta side, which we're going to discover in a little bit, to discuss in a little bit, he's going to think that I am the one that improved that account. This is how people think when they are toxic and they say that everything is working for me and stuff. Now someone can say, why don't you do it? Because I'm not desperate. It is what it is, you know. I'm not going to pretend that I'm saint, okay? I'm also showing more of my successes on my YouTube channel from my losses and stuff. But I'm doing that because I also have a very good ratio of successes, okay? The previous month, for example, I had an argument with a client which thinks that I destroyed his ad account or whatever. I'm not afraid of actually telling you what is happening, because we live in a very toxic environment, you know. All the ad agencies or the ad managers or whatever, they are presenting that they're just having amazing results with everyone, you know. And I get it, you know, you have to trust the other person in order to run your ads. This is just not the way that I work. I like to be like, I think that when you're telling all the truth, it makes things easier. Let me tell you why. If someone comes now, you know, and he thinks that I'm succeeding in all of our accounts and his offer is stupid and his site is not working and all of that, then I will have a problem with him explaining to him and all of that. He will say, but all of your other accounts were working. Do you understand? If you are honest, it makes things easier with people, okay? You're not going to work with everyone, but at least I'm going to be able to sleep. I'm not going to get spammed by anxiety messages from people that they don't understand how Facebook works and stuff. I have better quality of clients like this, okay? So I have crossed the river of that, and I have really good clients with very good cash flow, obviously, and I'm able to say these things while others are being afraid of all of that, you know? Anyway, just be careful, okay? In these periods, don't listen to toxic people that they say that everything is doing well. And one last thing, at the end of the day, you have to understand that even on this period, there are other accounts I can show you also. Imagine me now coming after this period and show you April was a very good month for me and show you only my good ad accounts, because there are good ad accounts that they haven't been impacted. Okay, but these are ad accounts that they were doing 5 rows and now they do 4. Do you know that? No. We haven't scaled them because they don't have stock. Do you know that? No. If we have scaled them and we have been close to the to a lower ROAS and try to have volume in order to scale, then most probably these other accounts were also going to have problems. What happened instead is another account which is operating with 5 ROAS with a break-even ROAS of 2 because they don't have stock. Okay, we're not scaling, we're just spending $600 per day. And instead of having 5 ROAS, we're having 4. I can make a video and I can show you that I was having 4 ROAS during all of this period, blah, blah. But I'm not doing that. You don't have to be toxic in order to close clients or teach people Facebook ads. It's okay. Sometimes I'm also failing on our accounts. We have to accept these kind of things. If we do accept all of this, we're going to become better, because over here, we need to be working all together, understanding how the Facebook algorithm is working and try to exchange opinions instead of lying to each other. When we lie to each other, we're not telling the truth to each other. So we have the same, let's call it enemy, okay? We have to find how the algorithm is working and try to understand the patterns and all of that. Okay, so let's not be toxic and be careful, guys, of what you're seeing if you're filtering the information and stuff. The other day, there's one client, we were working together, we were spending 2K per day, okay? And he sends me a message and he tells me, thank you very much for the cooperation, blah, 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 and all of that. But I think that consolidation is working better in my ad account. I have tested it with one campaign instead of several and it's working better. And I'm telling to him, okay, what's the spend? And he tells me, I'm spending $250 right now. Okay, we're spending 2K and you're spending 250. Of course you're going to have better ROAS. This doesn't prove that the consolidation is working better. To be honest with you, I didn't even reply to that, okay? So I just let him... I just let him think that he because you cannot convince everyone about everything, okay? So that's all that I had to say about the period. Guys, start a little bit of freelancing, okay? Just try to replace one campaign at a time for 3-4 days. That way you're going to start having some better results, optimize all over again campaigns, and don't do it massively. Because some of the other campaigns are going to recover. Watch also the trend of the campaigns. Decide carefully which campaigns you're going to take to relaunch. The big question, guys, that I have from all of that is, and I'm seeing also a lot of comments about it and everything. I'm seeing also comments about bad quality of traffic. And all of this makes me think that Meta actually resetted our campaigns. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory, maybe whatever. I haven't seen anyone talking about it. I'm seeing a lot of learning limited on some ads. So the reason that I'm saying why I believe Meta resetted, I believe that they have done changes also to the account settings, to the Advanced Plus campaigns, with the Advanced Plus now going to bigger limits and all of that, and having the new changes. And I have seen behaviors that I have never seen, not only on Advanced Plus, but also on CBO. So I believe that something happened over there. Something happened on March, and on April, it's being fixed, it's getting better, I believe. We couldn't see higher CPMs, okay? And we were seeing only higher cost per acquisition. Indication number one. Indication number two, inside that accounts, I made also videos when I was video shooting. I was trying to tell you that I'm seeing another behavior right now in the optimization. I'm seeing leading ads not being leading ads anymore and losing the leadership of spend from other ads that they are coming, that they were live, and this has never happened to me before. It happened only on March and April. So I was seeing this. If the campaigns reset it, this can happen. Of course it can happen. It has never happened before. Never. When I was optimizing, we were having a leading ad and the leading ad was staying like this. Now, I made videos that are going to come out in the next period where I'm saying that, look, this ad became now a leading ad out of nowhere. So you have to be careful on 2-3 days. I started preparing a new way of optimizing campaigns with new rules for 2-3 days for leading ads and stuff because I thought that the behavior was changing. So this was my third indication that something changed. Then I have seen a lot of learning limited out of nowhere on some campaigns. I haven't seen learning, but I have seen learning limited on several. Cost caps. On the other accounts that the cost caps were working, if you're running cost caps, you know that you are running cost caps, they're starting spending, and then they drop and they just have a spend after that. You can relaunch them, you can do several things, but it's not something that we will discuss now. So on cost caps, I was seeing that suddenly I was having high raises on their spends out of nowhere, which is also another behavior that we never see. I was seeing CBO campaigns losing on ROAS. I was seeing that the CPMs they haven't been higher. I felt like I was going into campaigns that I have to re-optimize. All of this feeling made me think I cannot prove it. Maybe Meta is going to tell us, but I feel like they have resetted all of the campaigns in the ad accounts and the campaigns started spending all over again, along with the fact that we have seen very strange traffic from time to sites. For example, you have a worldwide campaign which is working perfectly fine, optimized, blah, blah, working. And then out of the blue, you have some days that you have 80% Mexico traffic when this was never a problem. Or you are seeing that the quality of the traffic is really bad and they are not converting out of nowhere. It's like the campaign started optimizing all over again. This has happened with a lot of Advantage Plus campaigns, for example. Anyway, that's my remark about it. I think that we will never know, to be honest with you, because if they admit it, they have to refund us, right? This is really bad. You cannot just go and remove it. Now, the bigger accounts have recovered easier. Now, if we follow this way of thinking, okay, and we say that, okay, they resetted the campaigns, the bigger ad accounts have went back to normal because they have big spends in their campaigns. So getting trained is really fast. But when you have campaigns with 100 or 50, which are optimized, they have to go through the optimization process all over again. And this is why I believe that in the smaller ad accounts, we need relaunches so that we can start again with the Facebook boost and do all of that. On April, we had much better ROAS comparing to March, but we had higher CPMs, which is also another indication that I believe that the campaigns has actually reset it. Because when we have new ads running and stuff, we have higher CPMs. Or maybe people have seen good results at the start of April and they started launching more. Maybe, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, that's my thoughts about it. And I think that this is what has happened. We cannot prove it, so we just leave it on the side. But based on all of the things that I said, to be honest with you, I have it on the back of my head and I'm optimizing and I'm doing my different options based on that. And maybe you can tell me on the comments if you had this feeling also and what was your experience with it and stuff. But for sure, if you're listening to me and if you're following and you want to listen to my advice, if you have a smaller account, try to do relaunches one by one, not all together, but one by one, because most probably you need this boost of the first 24-48 hours of meta traffic in order to be able to optimize your campaigns again. I have seen it in a lot of my other accounts that they were stable, that they didn't improve, because I was seeing some of my other accounts getting improved and some others not. So I had to act. I talked also with Jonathan. He told me, yeah, I'm doing relaunches and it's working. So I got also my approval from another person managing another 30 accounts. You know, it was something that helped me a lot. So do relaunches on the smaller accounts. To be honest with you, I'm trying to convince Jonathan to come on a podcast maybe once every month. I wanted to make a series of videos which is going to be called Two Friends Talk About Facebook Ads. Basically, the whole idea about the podcast was me convincing Jonathan to go in front of a camera. Most probably he's not gonna do it. but we will see. I will try to convince him with a new house and the new studio to come once per month to do this discussion together, because guys, the discussion that I have with him, because he's also honest with me, okay, with whoever, okay, I have other friends also that they're honest with me, but when two marketeers are honest with each other and they talk, you can see amazing conversations. The conversations that I make with him are, I think that it would be the best content for you over here. But I have to, I have to convince him about that. And the truth is that the channel is getting bigger and bigger, and most probably he's never going to come because of that, because he wants to be away from the radar. Okay, so before we go to TikTok, we don't have, basically let's go to TikTok because we don't have many things to say about it. We have news over here, guys, and it says that the Congress basically actually decided to ban TikTok in the United States. The reasoning is very simple. They say that they have different content for the United States, and the other thing is that they say that if in China you don't accept the usage of our products, which is Facebook, Instagram, and all of that, and you have them banned, why should we accept a Chinese product in the American market? Along with anything else that we might think about espionage and all of that they say. So the Congress actually voted that they have to be banned. TikTok is banned also in other countries, but for other reasons, like India, for example, you cannot use TikTok and so on. I have been there 2 years ago for 1 month, and it was the first experience that I had of not being able to use a social media because it's banned in a country. It's a little bit of a different feeling, But then I decided on my own to actually, I don't have TikTok on my. And yesterday I also did some settings because I'm spending hours on shorts and all of that, and basically, guys, it's a waste of time. So reels, shorts, and TikTok videos and all of that. Now I have new rules to my mobile phone and stuff. I cannot watch more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Then it's kicking me out. Because, to be honest with you, I can stay there for 8 hours non-stop and just watch them. I don't know how they achieve that. It's human psychology. I don't know how, but I can stay there. So we have this problem with TikTok, and you know my feelings about the platform. I do believe that they're Chinese. They, maybe I'm profiling over here, but they copied 100% like they do with everything. And they have their own Chinese version of TikTok, which is another Facebook algorithm. And this algorithm is behaving like the Facebook algorithm back into 2010, 2015, maybe 2012, let's say, where you had, I started ads basically on 2013. Not for clients, for some things that I wanted to do. Then I started with clients and all of that. But the algorithm back in the day, it was performing in that level. You had to do interest. You didn't have a lot of data. No way, broad targeting. Broad targeting started on 2018 for me, 19, I believe. With the crazy method and everything. And back then I was doing also 20, 30, 40 ads with the crazy method. It was complete. This is why it was called crazy method. It was completely different. Anyway, the thing is that this algorithm needs a lot of time still to work on data. I think that the platform, in the way that it's built up, it doesn't gather data, because with Facebook you're putting also your information. You are tagging people, you are going and you are tagging the place that you are. So the algorithm is getting much more information about you and what you like and all of that, compared to TikTok, that you don't have a profile you just upload videos there. Now, if there is an algorithm which is analyzing the videos, yeah, but if you make stupid videos, just the trends and all of that, it's not going to understand completely in the same way that it understands what you like and what you do on Facebook and Instagram. So the platform is not so good. The ROAS is not so good. They have much bigger attribution models. There's a friend of mine who is doing who is having some good results with TikTok lives and shops. But other than that, I haven't seen any success to TikTok. Even for companies that I'm managing on Facebook ads, it would be, by the way, really easy for me to jump on TikTok and do TikTok ads. I just don't believe in the platform. This is why maybe later, if they are going to work, I'm going to jump on, because it's going to be an easy transition to me. I'm going to understand everything because they're exactly the same. But the thing is that, guys, TikTok doesn't work anyway, I don't think that a lot of people are going to be affected if TikTok is going to stop, except from agencies that they are doing. Now, what was working on TikTok, it was organic content. You can do organic content and you can have sales on the autopilot from organic if your post goes viral and so on. Now, is it going to get banned immediately? I believe not, because I do believe that these companies, guys, they are not dying like this, you know. Some people said that Meta is going to close after March and April. You don't understand how money works. Money can save a lot of things and money can fix a lot of things. So TikTok either is going to be bought from another entity, whatever, or they are going to take this situation to the courts for many, many years. Don't believe that just because it was voted, it's going to happen. It's not going to happen yet, and it's going to take time. Don't forget that Trump also tried to ban TikTok. If you remember, he was talking about China. And they got away from the court from the ban that Trump tried to do. So we will see on that. I don't think that TikTok is going to be banned, but anyway, it's a platform that doesn't give good results, so it's not going to affect people, except from the ones that they are doing organic posts. Before we go to our questions, just today I was watching, while I was optimizing, this stupid button over here, which is on the budget area, and it says potential outcome, estimated percentage increase of results by budget. So you take over here and you start from A and you just draw this line like this. For example, you say you're going to make X amount of money, you know, just like this. I find it very funny. Now, if you ask me what you should do with that, just ignore it, guys. There's also the other thing that says high performance campaign, blah, blah. And today I was watching it. It was saying high performance next to delivery. And it was having 1.5 ROAS, while in this other account I'm having 3.5 ROAS. And it was saying high performance, and the other ones that they were doing well, it wasn't saying high performance. Anyway, now let's go, guys, to your questions. These are all the things that I wanted to tell you. And let's start. I will try to go as fast as I can because I'm missing my small little child already, and I want to go see her. So, hi Konstantinos, my results have dropped massively over the past 2 weeks, but I'm still holding my position. Nas, don't forget, maybe you need to do some relaunches, my friend, okay? I have two campaign runnings. The first one with 1,000... You see, it's a very difficult decision. 1,500 purchases, which has been running for 5 months, and the second one, which has been running for 2 months and has 550 purchases. Would you recommend me to just wait and hold my position until the bad period is over? Thanks. I would recommend you to start the relaunch from the second campaign. If the second campaign that has it's not only 550 purchases, it's going to do better, then maybe you have to do the transition also with the other one. This is the problem of small ad accounts now. They need a relaunch in order to continue having some good results. Next one. Is it okay but just don't do it with all of your campaigns, okay? Just one by one with the smaller one, because the one that the one that has 1,500 purchases, we have to give it more time. It's an older campaign. Is it okay to run multiple advanced plus campaigns if I only target one country? Will it compete against each other after I duplicate it? It's 100% fine if you do it. But in my opinion, you should use different creatives on your different advanced plus campaigns. Guys, in this podcast today, you're going to see a lot of questions of people asking, how can I scale with one creative? I'm not going to say that it's pissing me off. No, I'm going to say it. It's pissing me off when I see it, because it does. The problem is that you cannot, this example that I like to give, I cannot lose 20 kilograms just because I want to, okay? There's a series of events that need to happen, actions and all of that in order to get to a result. If you just have one creative which is working and you just don't want to make more creatives or try, or you're trying and it doesn't work, okay, you are unlucky, okay, just do better creatives. You have to scale with creatives if you do multiple advanced plus campaigns. If you just want to scale with one creative, just work with the 20% rule and try to scale your campaign like that, okay? But in this channel, we don't believe in that, okay? We don't like I don't like the 20% rule. I feel it's too risky. I don't like the consolidation. I like to have multiple campaigns, but not in the way that you want. I want to have multiple campaigns with multiple ads, okay? Different creatives. So, I think that this question is never going to stop, okay? There are always going to be people that, because this is what the community is also doing. They are trying to teach that, yeah, you can scale as much as you want if you have one creative and stuff, and they're trying to sell this scalability, okay? Scaling is coming also with creatives. This is where you need to focus. Which is better, to scale advanced plus campaigns by increasing the budget, or duplicate it, raise the budget and optimize it? I think that if you just duplicate it, maybe the one campaign is going to die eventually, because the one is going to cannibalize the other. Why am I saying that? Because I'm seeing it as a behavior in the other accounts. When you do, I have campaigns that they are 4 campaigns exactly the same, identical, without any issues, but these are rare cases. Most of the times when you do another campaign, and I know it because I do crazy methods, for example, when I have a CBO with different interests and I take one and I put it on a crazy method, then the ad set that everything started on the first CBO, sometimes it dies, sometimes not, but I have seen this behavior of actually the one campaign cannibalizing the other. This is why I'm telling you to focus more on scaling with creatives, which is the best possible way. Now, in my opinion, you should scale with the 20%. 20% is better, but eventually you're going to make a mistake, okay? At some point, you're going to scale too much and you're going to make a mistake and you're going to have to start all over again if your slowing of the budget doesn't work. You can go in other channels and learn about the 20% and how to scale. I'm not teaching it because I don't like it. I feel like a lot of people are just losing their time with it. Hi Konstantinos, did you ever have to switch to a new ad account using a search season pixel? And if so, what was your overall experience? I'm doing this and plan to follow your advice on how to train the pixel as if it were new, starting with interest, then lookalikes, then eventually broad. Look, I have run ads with the same pixel on multiple ad accounts because of daily limits sometimes, because if you want to spend more than 100, 200K, 300K, there's a hidden spending limit on other accounts. Most of the time it's 50, 60K, something like that, or 30K in some accounts, or 20K. And you have to ask from Meta, from a rep, hey, go and increase my limit. They have it for safety reasons over there. If a scammer goes into your other account, not to be able to spend 1 million just in one day. So during that process, you need some time. Now it's much faster. In 1-2 days, maybe in the same day, they're going to increase it if you have a Meta rep. The thing is that I have seen that I was running in different accounts with the same season pixel, with the same creatives, everything, same structure of campaigns. But in the main ad account that I was spending the most money, I was getting better results from the other ad accounts. Why? I believe that the other accounts also, based on how much money you have spent there, they are having better quality traffic, and the other accounts they didn't have a lot, even on the same business manager, right? These are on the same business manager. Now if you don't have any spend over there, maybe you're not getting the same quality traffic. In If I was you, I was going to try immediately broad targeting because you have a season pixel, and then I was going to actually try the interest and all of that to just compare the CPMs and see if you have to go through the process. The logic here says that you're going to have a little bit worse results from the main account, but you're not going to have results that they're going to be like an untrained pixel result. Next one. Would you agree that for products that do not have interest, it is pointless to do interest targeting? For example, if you're advertising a pain relief product, pain relief products don't have interest. They do have. Your interest would be very extensive and specific, like sports, running, yeah, older ages. In that case, I think it's rather better to start with broad and then maybe try lookalikes down the line. No. So the logic says this. You have to try whatever you have to try and just compare it. There's not a recipe, okay? So you're trying one general interest. If it's working better and has better CPMs and results based and the broad doesn't, then you're going to follow this one and then move to lookalikes and all of that. Maybe broad is going to work immediately for you. All of these things are things that you need to test. Don't try to put a rule over here just because it's a pain relief, there are no interests. So no, you have to go maybe with broader interests, okay? Or think outside or think out of the box, okay? For example, people that they might have problems with they might like massages or chiropractors. As an interest, whoever is looking for a chiropractor, maybe it is something that you can use. You know, that you can always try to, target people that they have a specific interest with another way. Maybe you're going to have less interest to use and all of that, but still there are ways. In any case, even if you don't, test also the bigger audiences, well-being, whatever that may be, and try to see and compare the results with the broad and see which one is the best. At the end of the day, you have to use whatever is most convenient for you and also cost efficient, because this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. Konstantinos, what if it's an Advanced Plus campaign with one creative and needs to be scaled? It's the same thing that I told you guys again and again. I should reply to this comment saying I don't care. I'm telling you my opinion is that you should do several interests. Okay, now what do you expect me to say? That you can run it with Crazy Method Advanced Plus? I told you several times that I don't prefer using it. I use it only if I'm desperate, okay? If you're desperate, use an Advanced Plus Crazy Method campaign, duplicating the ad many times. But my opinion is not going to change. Don't be lazy and make more creatives. That's the answer. Next one. Konstantinos, thank you for your answer. A weird question. They are not weird questions, only questions that haven't been made. I ran ABO campaign, 4 ad sets, retargeting, interest 1, interest 2, and lookalike. I started it 2 weeks ago. It works well. But now I found this channel and I want to implement CBO Crazy Method. Should I create a new CBO campaign? If yes, do I need to stop the original campaign or just both campaigns, CBO and ABO, keep working together? Okay, I need to reply in several things about that. First of all, the Crazy Method is something that we're using to scale. If you're not ready to scale, don't do it. Secondly, if you're running ABO campaigns with small budgets, like for example, you have this interest running with $10, $20, and then you have to move it in a Crazy Method CBO with $100 because this is my minimum that I propose, I think that you should not do it, because it's not proven that this interest can actually work with this kind of spends. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful on that. Third thing, the crazy method is something that is not an easy thing. You need time to master it. So I would start slowly, trying to see which one of these interest one, two, or lookalike is my best, and try to see if I can have, for example, a small campaign with 3, 4 ads. I don't know your numbers also to tell you about it. But when I see ABO and stuff, most of the times it's smaller spending. And so define if you have a real winner to go with the crazy method. Because imagine this, the crazy method is something that is going to just make, that's going to just amplify more whatever you are having. So if you're having good results, it's going to try to make having good results 3 times. Okay, across 3 ad sets and so on. If you have bad results, you're going to have bad results across 3 ad sets and so on. So, and no, you should not stop the other ads. You should leave them there in the other campaign. But don't forget also that you cannot run a CBO with interest and retargeting, for example, because retargeting is not going to get any spend. Retargeting also, it's not something that you should use in crazy method, okay? You should use only interest or lookalikes on the crazy method, not a retargeting audience. We don't want our warm traffic audiences to compete with each other. This is not the way that it works. Because they are very small, there is no point for us to do something in order to try to find a hot pocket. It's already a hot pocket of people that they are willing to buy. So you don't close them, you just try it and see if you can make it work for your ad account and for yourself. Thanks for the video, Konstantinos. So you would stack all the warm audience into one ad set and do crazy method on it, right? Instead of separating the audience based on bottom, middle funnel. I'm having the sense that he's talking about retargeting. Guys, we're not doing crazy method with retargeting. Retargeting is retargeting. We do ABO, smaller budgets, check the frequency, middle funnel, bottom funnel. I recently uploaded one video about retargeting. You can go on, you can check it on what we do retargeting on 2024. But no, we're not doing retargeting. We do with crazy method, okay? So after watching the video, another question arose. You mentioned what to do with big countries and small countries. However, I think Poland, with a population of 22 million, falls into the category of medium-sized country. Medium to small. Yeah, if we consider small 5 million or 4 million, I guess, yeah. So in that case, should I still experiment with interest if I don't have many sales yet? If yes, and if interest in advanced plus aren't performing consistently yet, would it be better to simply add interest in the campaign under CBO? Thank you very much. Thanks for the video. First of all, again, when we talk about pixels that are not seasoned and stuff and that we don't have stability on our broad targeting, we are testing everything. Even in a smaller country of 5 million, okay, you can test interests and you might have better results until you train your pixel. What I said in a previous video is that don't exclude the possibility, if you're working in a smaller or a medium-sized country, for broad to work immediately. But for USA, most of the time it's not going to work immediately. You will have to train it in another way, or it's going to be really painful and costly to train it with broad targeting. But in smaller countries, you have better chances. This doesn't mean that you're not going to test and see which one is the best for you and compare the CPMs and stuff, like the video that I have posted about how to train a pixel in 2024 and a new brand. Hello, if I see a trend where a campaign with high CPM doesn't yield good results, I think about deploying this tactic, launching 3 types of campaigns for 3-4 hours, identifying the one with the best CPM and sticking with it. You always try to find a way of not spending for 24 hours. You try to be really smart with your budget, you know, and this is not how Facebook is working, okay? You have to spend on Facebook in order to know these things about 3-4 hours and stuff, man. I think that, and also you have been in the channel for a long period, so I can talk to you. I feel like I know you. I know also the way that you are thinking, okay? You are always trying to cut the budget. Maybe you don't have a lot, I have seen also from your comments a little bit. I do understand how your ad account is structured with what campaigns and stuff. This is not ideal, man. You're not going to get anything out of it. For me, it's a waste of money. Okay, I'm going to talk into your language. I will tell you that this is a waste of money. If you want to do it, just do one test at a time and leave it at least for 24 hours in order to know. Yeah, 3-4 hour things and stuff. Just don't do it. Okay. Next one. Hi Konstantinos, I noticed that only running broad or big interests are not working well. Okay, this was a strange message. I want to, this is why I'm including it here. So, hi Konstantinos, I noticed that only running broad or big interests are not working well. Every time I run a lookalike of 1%, 2%, and so on, even campaigns with broader audiences running in parallel seems to benefit from it. If I only go to 1%, I get limited results. Both 1% and other campaigns or ads with more broader audience with same creative seems to help. Do you have any thoughts on this? Now, the way that you phrase it here, do you use it on the same campaign or is it different campaigns? Because if you use it on the same campaigns, this says nothing because we have to see the volume. Most probably you're getting volume of sales to your broad targeting and maybe a little bit lower ROAS, but you're getting better ROAS and less volume of sales and spend on your lookalike 1% because it's a smaller audience. But if you have them on different campaigns, this is something, and I told you also in the comment, that I have never seen. I have never seen, for example, the need on an ad account for me to put 1% lookalike along with the broad targeting, and when I'm not having one of these two running, to have bad results. So the reason I'm putting it here is because I want you to tell me in the comments if you have ever had an ad account working like this maybe, and we can take it from there, because I'm trying to think also a reasonable way technically that would make sense, and I cannot think of any reason. Next one. So I have nothing to say because first of all I haven't seen it, and secondly I cannot think of any reason. This is the end of the first part of the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. If you don't want to miss the second half of the podcast, where I'm answering all the remaining questions of the week, visit my Patreon page following the link on the description. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.